Hey guys, here we go with another recipe this week. This is like one of my favorite things to have. Even though I'm Italian, I love to eat a lot of different food, and this one's no different. I can eat this, I don't know, weekly. Today we're making red beans and rice. Okay, the only thing I'm not showing here is the rice. You can boil that on the side, or you can put that in a skillet with some chicken stock or chicken broth and cook that down to whatever the directions say, you know, that you should cook it to. Okay, so that's the only thing that I'm not showing here, but these are the ingredients for making red beans and rice. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a quicker version, and what I mean by that is that I'm using canned beans for this. If you wanted to soak actually hard beans, you know, overnight or for 24 hours, that's what makes this a little bit quicker of a recipe. Okay, so if you want to soak your own beans, you would still follow this. That'd be the only difference is the beans. Okay, so here we go with our rundown. I got a little bit of vegetable oil over here. I've got tomato sauce and another tomato sauce over here. I'm using red kidney beans for this. You can use pink beans and you know, basically any bean you want to use. I have some sofrito here, some salt and pepper. I have one small potato, just kind of chunked up, kind of like that. Okay, and you might not use all that. You only have to really put in, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 pieces of it if you want to. Over here I have some adobo sauce. I'll put all the list the ingredients and the measurements in the description below. And here I have some garlic powder. Now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this because I kill it every single time I say it. So I'm not going to do that, but you are going to need a package of this. You can find this in the Goya aisle in your local supermarket. And I'm also using a ham-flavored packet. Now, you could also use, like, if you're doing a ham for, you know, Easter or something like that, you could use some of that ham and chop that up and put this in there as well. Okay, you no problem doing that at all. Okay, so you guys got the ingredients. We're going to spin around. We're going to get the skillet fired up, and we're going to show you how to make this great meal. This is a delicious meal. It's quick. It's a total of like maybe 30-40 minutes to make, and you can make it in quantity. Okay, so here we go with the recipe. So here we go. We're going to just add a couple tablespoons of oil in a hot pan. This pan has been preheating for me. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of saute this sofrito. Okay, so we're going to put in 1, 2, 3. I kind of like this, so I put in 4, plus I'm making a lot. All right, so we're going to take this now, and we're just gonna mix this in the oil a little bit, and we're just gonna cook this down for about like 30 seconds. Nothing special here. Anybody can make this recipe. If you have a Puerto Rican store or whatever next to you, you can go to that store. Instead of going to your local supermarket too. They have all these ingredients. Okay, this smells so good. Just the oil and the sofrito smells so good. I love making this. All right, so we're almost done with this here. Red beans and rice. I forgot when I started liking this. It's been many years since I've liked this, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do a recipe for this, and then we're going to make it at home instead of going out, okay? Because, you know, I say it in a lot of my videos, the prices of everything are insane. Okay, so now we're going to put in our tomato sauce. Okay, 2 8-ounce cans, all right? And we're just going to dump those in. Now, I've played around with this a little bit, and I've, you know, being Italian, and sauce, right? You know, I tried to use my own sauce for this, and I'll tell you, you don't do that. don't use an Italian sauce for this. Use the Goya sauce. It tastes so much better. It really adds, it really does add a nice flavor to it, okay? So if you're gonna make this, make it like this, and use the Goya products if you can. All right, so we're just gonna mix after each addition here. This video shouldn't be too long, but then again, I say that about all my videos, right? Okay, so now everything now from this point is just basically dump and run. Okay, we're not draining the beans. We're gonna leave the juice in for these. Okay. I'm so glad I'm versed on making things, because I love making this at the house. One, it makes the house smell fantastic. And like I said, you can use pink beans. I've made this with the pink Goya beans too. It's all how you like it. You know, whatever you wanna do with it. Okay. So now we're gonna add in the word that I always butcher, so I'm not saying it. We're gonna add in this packet. I know I'm gonna get flack for that when you guys see this video, but that's okay. I don't mind. And then we're gonna add also. We're going to add in the ham packet. Okay, it's like that. We'll put that in. We're also going to add our adobo powder in. And we are going to add in our garlic powder. And just because I know that we're going to need it in the end, right now I'm just going to add a pinch of salt. And I'm going to add a pinch of pepper. Now, if you guys like this spicy, you can put some cayenne pepper in here. Don't be afraid to do that. You can do that. All right, now we're just going to mix all this up, just like this. And I'm not going to taste this until it starts to come together a little bit. Okay, so then we're going to take. We're going to take 1 can of water from our beans, or the large can. It's about a cup of water. Okay, so if you have a measuring cup, you want to do a cup of water, that's fine too. All right, so this is the base of your red beans and rice. Okay, I told you, very simple. I got a pot next to me here boiling. I know you guys can't see it, but boiling with some rice in it. Okay, and now we're gonna add a few potatoes in this. Okay, now this is just a very small potato that I rinsed and cut up, just diced, you know, bite-sized pieces. You can make them bigger if you want. I don't think there's really any special way to do this. Okay, so now our red beans are all assembled at this point. All right, so we're going to turn down now, and we are going to put. Actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to put a lid on it, and we're going to back it back down to low to a simmer. When the potatoes are done, this is done. Okay. So what I recommend you to do is put the lid on it. Some people might say don't put a lid on it. I say put a lid on it because you can control how much thickness at the end. You take the cover off and you can just cook it down to whatever consistency that you want to do at that point. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But we're going to bring this up to a boil, put a lid on it, reduce the heat, simmer it for about 30 minutes roughly until the potatoes are tender. Then we're going to take the lid off and I'm going to reduce it. I'll bring you back when I do that. So this has been on for about 35-38 minutes, and I just want to show you where we're at. With the lid being on, it's not going to, see, it's still just as loose basically. Maybe it evaporated a little bit, but not too much. So the only thing that we were really concentrating on here was the potatoes. So like I said, say that's nice and tender. I know you can't see it, or I know you can't fathom that because of what I just did, but okay. So I just want to show you. So see how loose the sauce still is? I don't know, let's see. Maybe do it this way. Okay, so for me, that's a little bit too loose to serve this, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna leave the top off of it, okay? And we're just gonna, I had this on very low, so I'm just gonna turn the heat up. Now my stove, it's probably on like 3 now, and we're just going to let this evaporate a little bit more. Okay, when I get to the right consistency on this, we're going to plate it up. I'll bring it back, I'll show you exactly the consistency that I like on this. If you like it more loose like this, by all means do that. Do whatever you need to do. If you like it a little bit more thicker, just cook it down and reduce it a little bit more. That's all it is. You're just playing with the heat at this point to get the right consistency. Once you get that consistency for yourself, it's done. Then you're going to put it over, you put this on a plate, put some rice, and we're going to serve. Okay, so hang in there. I'm going to reduce this for, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes. I still want some loose consistency to it. I don't want it really super tight. All right, so hang in there. We'll be back in just a few minutes as soon as this is done. This is going to be a great meal. Okay, so about 10 minutes have gone by, and now I just want to show you exactly what we have here. Okay, this is kind of like important to kind of get this right, opposed to what, like, you know, you like or whatever. So, or maybe I said that wrong. It's just important to get the consistency of this right. Okay, you don't want it too loose. You don't want it like, you know, spackle either. You want a little bit of looseness to it. So this is what we got now, and like I said, it's probably been about 10 minutes, and you can see that it's still loose, but it's still tight. Okay, so I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up or not, but let me see if I can do it on this right here. So if you pull your spoon, you're just going to be able to see the bottom of the pan. I don't know how much of this you can actually see or not, but when I pull the spoon, the juice kind of separates and you can see the bottom of the pan. When that happens, I call this done. That's just my liking. All right, so this is done. We're going to take it over to the other side. I'm going to plate this up real quick for you guys. We're going to end this recipe. This is going to be delicious. Here we go. We're going to plate this up. This is, I'm going to show you how I do it. You can do it any way you like. Okay, so we're just going to take this here, and we're going to take a ladle, and this is gorgeous. And we're going to take a nice spoonful of this, and we're gonna see the consistency is that's perfect. I mean, it really is perfect. So when you can see the bottom of the pan when you pull your spoon, then it's done. Then I would call that done. Okay, so all right, so there we go with that. And then I have off camera here, I just have some cooked rice, and we're gonna, hopefully this works right. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. I guess it really, sometimes it doesn't matter, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just, there we go. Okay, and we're gonna take another one. I'm just gonna pat that down. Just like that. Okay, and then we're just going to top it off with just a little bit, because some people put it in and some people don't. We're just going to garnish this with just a tad of oregano. Okay, all right, that is it. This is going to be a awesome lunch. So this, guys, if you like this, subscribe to my channel, share it. This is a good recipe, and hit that subscription button for me, and ring the notification bell. We do something like this every single week, all different kinds of recipes. Okay, So here is my recipe for red beans and rice. Follow this, you won't be sorry.